Alright everybody, welcome back to BattleToads Arcade. In the last episode, more punching of the rats. And now they give us a gun. But yeah, I think we're approaching pretty close to the end of the game. So things are getting hectic here in the BattleToads, but what else can you ask for, man? But yeah, this is like as 90s as you can get now. We're like, I guess this is like a space limo, and they've given us a machine gun, which is inappropriate. It's like, they keep giving me, like, again, this game keeps giving you tons and tons of new ways to like love it even more. It's like, okay, you like, oh, you got like the dude, you got the dudes that you're punching and stuff like that. Super enjoyable, right? All right, it's like, cool. You like that? All right, how about we give you segments where you're riding where you're riding inside the jetpacks and everything. Jetpacks are cool. People like jetpacks. And it's like, all right, how do we top that? All right, let's put you in a space limo and give you a gun and just blast at everything on the screen. And then it's just like, it's genius. It's genius game design. It's genius game design. But it's just like, yeah, man. Again, this game literally combos everything that, like, if you love arcade games, like, this game literally combines everything that you would love about an arcade in one game. It's like, you like beat 'em ups, it's got that. You like crazy shooter segments, you got that. You have like almost like strategic like fighting game mini games like in Street Fighter, you got that. This is like, this game just, like, if there was an award for a game that delivers on multiple like, you know, themes, this game would definitely be it. This game would definitely be it, because it's just like, yeah, it's endless in the variety that it provides for you. And I love that about this game. And it kind of makes me sad, because it's like, I think we got one more boss after this, and then it's the end. It's the end of BattleToads Arcade. But not to worry. As you guys know, previous video that I already did, I'm doing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade. So a little bit more arcadey nostalgia for you guys, just so you can get your arcadey fix, as I'm getting my arcadey fix too, because it's just like, arcade games are so fun, man. Like, keep giving me new reasons to love these old school games more and more. And it's just like, it's endless. It's endless. It's like a buffet of happy. It's just like endless supplies of mouthfuls of fun. That sounded better in my head. Totally gonna be honest, it sounded way better in my head. Like, this mission alone is like the prime definition, is like, yo, you're gonna use up quarters on this level. So if you've made it this far, congratulations, but yo, you're gonna be using up your quarters here. There's no question about it. You're gonna be using your quarters. Because again, I've already dropped like a couple. I think I've already dropped like 9 lives here in the span of like, I don't know, like 3 minutes. So yeah. If you were not a rich kid, or you did not own an arcade cabinet, you were going to be putting some coin into this game. Let's be real here. Like, that was the main thing, man. But that's how old arcade games were designed, you know? They were designed to suck up quarters. That was their selling point. Like, there's no arcade out there that anybody can honestly sit there and tell me that they thought was a fair arcade game. Like, the mechanics in it seemed reasonable and everything like that. Like, no, there's no arcades like that at any time or any time frame that has an arcade like that ever existed. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love if there was, but no. But it's just, yeah, these things were meant to suck up quarters, man. And I guess, like, I look at it this way, like, a lot of people says, like, man, Like, if people could figure out that model today in today's gaming industry, and they would make loads of money. And I mean, if you really think about it, they kind of already have that. Like, you've seen, like, games, like, mobile games are a good definition. Mobile games kind of have the same kind of marketing strategy that old arcade games used to have. Like, where it's just like, they'll give you a little bit of taste. You'll feel awesome while you play it. Then afterwards, the game's going to get a little harder, or there's going to be things about the game that you want to continue playing. And the only way you'll be able to continue playing is if you put money into it. So they kind of taken that arcade mentality to it into mobile gaming. Which, I mean, I hate to say that, because I'm not the hugest fan when it comes to mobile gaming, because I don't really play a lot of mobile games. But that formula, it does seem a little bit familiar. Like, it's just like, oh, you have to keep putting money in to win the game. You have to keep putting money in to continue playing it. And that's a cheap cop-out, and that's just like, it just sucks that people would do that to somebody. But in all reality, back in the day when arcades were around, that's exactly what companies would do when they made arcades. They wanted to make sure it purposely took your money in order for you to, like, you know, do the thing. Oh! He's a big one. This jerk make me lose my power up. And again, I mean, in all honesty, that's a really good way to look at it. I never really realized that until it's like just now, just thinking about it. Yeah. Arcade games kind of have the same mentality that, you know, mobile games have now. I guess the only difference is that, you know, like the whole like pay to win, paid DLC and all that stuff. You know, modern games don't really have that, or arcade games didn't really have that. But, you know, it's all about making the money. It's all about making some money. But yeah, I mean, people got to make their cash somehow, and what's a good way to make cash? Find something that people like, and utilize it in a way to exploit it, but in a way where it's not, unfair. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like arcades had that the best. But then everybody realized how much better home consoles were, and arcades kind of took a back seat to that, which is sad, man. Like, cause I kid you not, I had a conversation with my little cousin, he's about 7. He's about 7 years old, and he was just like, cause he knows I play a lot of games and stuff like that, and I told him, it's like, yeah, man, it's like, it was like back in the day when I used to like go to the arcades and stuff like that, and he said the one thing to me that made me realize, wow, there is a generation out there that will never know about arcades. And he said to me, what are arcades? Like, I've never heard of that. And I'm just like, wow. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that there's a point in time now where people will not know or have ever seen an arcade before. And it's not because like that's a format that people stop paying attention to. It's just because there's not a lot of them. There isn't, at least in the United States. There's like, I mean, in Japan, arcades are still flourishing and, you know, growing and everything like that. But in the United States, it's not really like that anymore. And it's just like, that really is kind of bummed me out, you know? And I guess that's where I came with that assumption. It was just like, oh, it's kind of like mobile games. Because when I broke it down for my little cousin, I told him, it's like, you know, it's like it was when we would play games and stuff like that, and we would put quarters into a machine and play a video game for a little bit. And then he's like, oh, it's kind of like how like I play games on my phone. And I would say, it's like, no, it's nothing like that. And then I actually just came to realizing it, and I'm just like, whoa, he's totally right. It's kind of like that. And it's just like, yeah, a 7-year-old blew my mind that day. And it's just, and I'm taking it upon myself to make sure that I take my cousin to an arcade. Like, I want to make sure that he knows about an arcade. Because I feel like it, because he's getting into gaming now. He's learning about it and everything like that. And I want him to know the history behind all of it. I want him to know the history. It's like why gaming was so important like this back in the day. Like how insane it was and everything like that. All right. We gotta blow up this guy's brain. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the final boss. All right, we gotta get it to 0%. He's got to have 0% brain. And I'm not talking Brain the dog from Inspector Gadget. I'm talking this guy has to have 0 knowledge in his head. He's gonna forget everything. He's gonna forget his first dance. He's gonna forget his first kiss. He's gonna forget his first job. He's gonna forget the day he messed with us. Because I'm gonna keep blasting shots into his brain until he can't take no more. Oh! And I know it just seems like I keep getting hit, but I find it easier to do it this way. All right, it's down to 23. 8%. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. You're gonna die, son. God, 8%. Wow! Shield level 3%. Alright, he's almost done. He's almost done. Ah! Alright, danger, danger, danger! You're dead, son! You're dead, son! He's forgetting everything. You'll never forget. You'll never remember that smooch. I've taken away that humble memory. Oh yeah! Hoo-wee! I think that was the final boss. Yeah, I think that might have been the final boss, if I remember correctly. Yeah, we destroyed a lot of stuff in this level. I mean, I lost a lot of lives, but we destroyed a lot of stuff. Everything. Just look at all them points. Again, this is probably one of the most satisfying parts. When you just see all those numbers just ticking and seeing all the stuff that you've done. Ooh. Bad guys never seem to go quietly, so Robo's last shot reduced the Toads to a spotty space crusher into a flaming jalopy. Trying hard but failing miserably to maintain their cool, unflappable image, the Toads crashed their bullet-ridden banger into an empty planet. As the Toads are heroes in this game, they escape managing to wreck completely unscathed. Using the teleporter that they just happened to have with them, they travel back to base. Totally awesome! You whooped the Dark Queen's butt, I wish, and thwarted the usual mission time, 1 hour 32 seconds. So we beat this game in a flat hour. A flat hour it took to beat this game. But yeah, all these names, man, all these names have developed so many amazing games. Like, these are the guys that worked on Donkey Kong Country. These are the guys who worked on Killer Instinct. These are the guys who made Banjo-Kazooie. These are the, again, such a long lineage of amazing games. David Wise, one of the greatest music video game composers out there, made this. He did the music for this game. That's why it sounds so good. But still, holy crap, man. Probably still to this day one of the greatest arcade games seriously ever made. Now, here, like, I'll be honest to you guys. If you haven't played it, get yourself a copy of Rare Replay, or if you can find an arcade that has it, play it, man. It's just, it's one of those games that it's just like, it's too fun to play. It's too fun to describe, especially if you have it with some buddies. It's totally worth it. So that's gonna be it for Battletoads Arcade. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys had fun with it. Going down this little memory lane style video of arcades and the fun times that they possess. And yeah, that's all there is to it. So this was Battletoads Arcade, guys. I've been Benchez. I love all your faces. See you next time. See you later.